Hey guys, how's it going? It's DJ Phantom20 here, and today I'm going to start a brand new series that I'm going to start predicting my thoughts on the NFL season. Well, I wish I would have started week 1 or 2, but I'm going to start here with week 3. So let's get started. So let's first start with this Thursday's game between the Rams and the 49ers. As of right now, the Rams got off of a big win against the Colts and a close loss to the Washington Redskins. Compare that to the 49ers are coming in on a Thursday night who have been struggling the past couple of years. As of right now, I can't see the 49ers stopping the Rams at this point because of their defense. They did a good job against the Seahawks, but I do think that the Rams end up on top in this one. The matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars may have been hard to pick about 2 weeks ago when the Jaguars went in and played a really good game. However, the Ravens are looking pretty decent so far this season, and I'm going to have to pick them on top of the Jaguars. Overall, they look like a much better team. The Jaguars suffered a terrible loss to the Tennessee Titans. So, as of then, I say Ravens beat the Jaguars. Next up is the Broncos versus the Bills. The Broncos seem to have all the answers against the Dallas Cowboys this past week. C.J. Anderson went off. Trevor Siemian went off this week, and it was ridiculous. The Cowboys couldn't stop anything. Also, the Broncos' defense stopped Ezekiel Elliott to less than a yard per carry. That is completely ridiculous. I don't see the Bills competing with that. However, the Bills could make a case. You always have LaShawn McCoy. You can always break a big game. However, in this one, I'm going to have to pick the Denver Broncos to win. Next one, Saints versus Panthers. Yes, Saints versus Panthers may be a tough game this week, only because the Saints and the Panthers have both been a little bit struggling lately. However, the injury to Greg Olsen may impact the Panthers quite a bit, losing that big target. I think Drew Brees will have a very good game against the Panthers, and overall the Panthers are going to end up losing to the Saints. Saints on top of this one. The Buccaneers versus the Vikings is a very tough game to predict this week. There's a couple factors that I think may end up affecting who wins and who loses. First of all, we have to go on the Sam Bradford injury. Sam Bradford was a key part to that Week 1 win, but with him out Week 2, they lost to the Steelers. He's a game-time decision, so I feel like if he does not play, I feel like the Buccaneers are going to win this game. However, if he does play, I think the Vikings may have this. Either way, it'll be a closer game. The Dalvin Cook has been proven to be a decent back, as long with all the weapons the Vikings have. But the Buccaneers had a great game against the Bears, so this one may be a close one. The next game is against two teams that have been struggling as of late. So you got the Browns versus the Colts. The Browns have come off of two close games against the Steelers and the Ravens, which have been looking pretty decent. The Colts came off of a blow-off loss to the Rams Week 1 and a close overtime loss to the Cardinals in Week 2. This one may be a little bit bolder prediction, which I know many people will not agree with me, but I think this week the Browns will beat the Colts. Now bear with me, there's a lot of factors that factor into this, but I just feel like the Browns, it's this week to win, which we know they don't win often, but I think this week will be the week. Next one, Patriots-Texans. After a crushing loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, Tom Brady, Gronkowski, and his Patriots bounced back with a huge win against the New Orleans Saints. People thought Tom Brady was gone and not coming back. However, I thought he would bounce back and have a decent season after this point. See, the Texans, on the other hand, they had a Week 1 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars with a close game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I feel like this one is a no-brainer that the Patriots are going to blow out the Texans. This game is a harder one to predict. The Falcons versus the Lions. You see, the Falcons have been coming off of a 2-game win streak with a great win against the Green Bay Packers. However, at the end, people had a little bit of sense that they're going to blow a lead again. Sorry, Falcons fans, that was a little messed up. But the Lions have also been having a decent season. So I'm going to say at this point, it's a tough game to decide, but I will have the Falcons over the Lions, maybe by a field goal. Next one, New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have come off with 2 straight strong games against the Washington Redskins and the Kansas City Chiefs, practically coming down to a Hail Mary pass at the end. The Giants, Week 1, seemed like they could not get anything done on offense. Also, they could not take care of Eli Manning. I think in this Philadelphia environment that the Eagles are going to come on top of the Giants. This one, the Tennessee Titans take on a struggling Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks offense is not looking great at all. Against the Titans, who had a decent win against the Jaguars with a close loss against the Raiders the week prior. This one may shock you, but I am taking the Tennessee Titans over the Seattle Seahawks this week. Barring that the Seattle Seahawks don't go off and Russell Wilson comes back and their offense does great, Tennessee Titans have the advantage. Chiefs versus Chargers. You see here, the Chiefs have come off of 2 great wins against the Eagles and the Patriots. Alex Smith, Kelsey, and Hunt have been looking amazing. I don't think this week is going to stop. The Chargers have come off of 2 close losses that both relied on a missed field goal for the loss to happen. However, I feel like the Chiefs are going to continue their hot streak, and they're going to take this win over the Chargers. The next one is Bengals versus the Packers. With the Bengals right now looking like this.
Dalton. In trouble and the ball's out.
Actually, that's not accurate. The offense actually scored on that one.
Got him!
The Bengals are in a constant struggle right now. And I feel like in Lambeau, that's not going to end. Because I feel like Aaron Rodgers, with or without Jordy Nelson, is going to come out strong, fire it downfield, get a lot of passing yards, and end up beating the Bengals. The Sunday night game is the Raiders versus the Redskins. See, as of right now, the Redskins have come off of 2 solid week 1, week 2 games where they get a close loss to the Philadelphia Eagles and a close win against the Los Angeles Rams. On the other hand, you have the Raiders, who are 2-0. They get a good win against the Tennessee Titans with a week 2 win that was pretty solid as well. So I think this one is going to lean more towards the Raiders, although I think it could go both ways. I feel like the Raiders are going to have the win in this one. Got the final game is the Monday night game, Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona came off of a terrible game against the Lions, as well as a week 2 that was a squeaky win against the Colts in overtime. That really came down to defense getting that key interception. Now you have the Cowboys, who were devastated, crushed by the Denver Broncos. They could not get any offensive going, and their defense failed to stop the running and the passing of the Broncos. However, I think that the Cowboys are going to come back in this one. I feel like Ezekiel Elliott is going to rush for 100-plus yards, and Dak Prescott is going to do pretty well too. The defense is going to get a couple key sacks in the game, and I feel like that will be the winner of that Monday night game. Alright, see, that concludes all of these Week 3 predictions. Comment below, what do you think? I'm right, I'm wrong. Obviously, I'm not an expert. But I may think about doing some fantasy points, maybe doing the college football too. I don't know. But I hope you like this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Week 4.
You are looking live at Marshawn Lynch dancing to the music during the timeout, and the crowd has gone absolutely wild.